Welcome back to another episode of Jordan Talks Nashville. It's been a hot minute since the last upload, so let's get straight into the headlines. The Predators selected Brady Martin, 5th overall. The Ontario native is known for his commitment and offensive talent on the ice. Nashville should be pretty ecstatic when it comes to, what he can bring to the team. In free agency, GM Barry Trotz brought in two shutdown defensemen who look to make Nashville's future more physical. And finally, despite being a core piece of the Preds' future, Evangelista still remains unsigned. What's going on, and why is it taking so long? Well, we're going to talk about that in today's episode. But first, let's dive into the first headline of the day. The Predators walked into the NHL draft with an astounding 3 first-round picks. I don't know how Trotz managed to do that, but if I were personally Trotz, I would try my hardest not to miss on a single one of them, especially with the 5th overall pick. And with the 5th overall pick, Trotz instantly made a slam by selecting top prospect Brady Martin. Many fans, including myself, were shocked to say the least with the selection. James Higgins and Porter Martone were still on the board at that point in time, but after looking at some of Martin's highlights and taking a look at some analysis of his game, Nashville, and myself included, began to fall in love with the Greyhound center. For starters, Martin's story and personality just scream Nashville. Like, for crying out loud, he missed the draft to help his family tend the farm in Ontario. Talk about living the country life already. And through multiple interviews with the media, we have seen Martin become a young face of the franchise, without even skating a single game with the team. Now, skill-wise, Nashville, again, has nothing to worry about. In 57 games with the Sioux Greyhounds in the OHL, Martin scored 33 goals and tallied 39 assists. At the NHL Combine, Martin was absolutely yoked. His build marks a shift in Nashville's culture as they become a more physical team in the future, which we desperately need in a time where, youngsters are speeding past. So we're going to need some more physicality on the back end. Now, another plus with drafting Martin is that he already has some team chemistry with some of the team's core prospects. He played alongside Andrew Gibson, who played for the Greyhounds, with Martin. Now, I've seen videos where they're just like joking around the entire time, squirting water at each other. I'm very excited to see what they both do in Nashville, mainly Martin. But what do you guys think of Martin? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, speaking of physicality, let's talk about the defenseman additions that Trotz had at this free agency. Now, while this isn't a signing, we still got to talk about this trade because it means a lot for the Preds' future. Trotz made the decision to move on from long-term Preds forward Holden Sissons and the record-breaking Jeremy Lauzon in order to reel in a new face in Hague. In this trade, Nashville retained some salary off of Sissons' contract, and in return, they got a conditional third-round pick. Now, according to Puckpedia, this third-round pick will turn into a second-round pick if Vegas advances 2 rounds in this upcoming season's playoffs. So only time will tell if the value gets greater with this trade. Now, in the case of Hague himself, he's entering his prime as a reliable shutdown defenseman. He recently signed a 4-year extension with Nashville, just showing how committed Trotz is to shifting the culture long term. The 26-year-old recorded 12 points in 68 games with Vegas, while also playing some heavy minutes on the penalty kill, which should be very good for the Preds in the future. Nashville also brought in Bolts defenseman Nick Perbix to a short-term deal. He's expected to slot alongside Brady Shea or Nicholas Hague in the future. Now, Perbix is the type of guy you want if you want to be a more physical team. Standing at 6'4", Perbix has reach and is able to knock the puck loose from opponents and cause turnovers. He can lay the body if needed, protecting our younger core as time goes on. And to be honest, this move has been pretty underrated league-wide. For our final piece of news, Nashville's young star right winger Evangelista is still without a contract. Now, Nashville, you don't have to worry. Evangelista is still qualified, meaning teams can offer sheet him, but he's still under our organization, meaning we can sign him whenever. I'm personally hoping we don't see another Dylan Holloway situation where he gets offer sheeted halfway through the offseason and we lose him for just a couple picks. That would be quite depressing. Now, a huge part of the weight is a disagreement between the length of the term. Some insiders say that Evangelista's agents are looking for a more short-term deal as they're unsure with the team's future and going long-term with it. But Nashville wants to lock up their young core long-term, hoping that they can get a nice sweet deal that'll work under a rising cap hit. And personally, I'm all for that. But if it means that we risk getting offer sheeted, I would say sign Evangelista to whatever his agents are asking for and then wait later. Now, the reason why I say it is because Evangelista was on pace to post a record year. He put up 32 points in 68 games this season, and outside of Marchessault, Evangelista is Nashville's go-to right winger, and for very good reason. While he is a primary offensive talent, he's also known for his physicality and his defensive play, who fit well in this new physical movement that Nashville is encountering, and he'll be able to put the smash in Smashville. I hope you enjoyed my analysis, and if you are interested in some of my other works on Twitter or on Predlines, check out the links in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a smashing day.